just to start, I hate a guy that steals my jokes, and that is Patrick. The other myth is, and my wife is part of this thing, that I'm jealous of Dr. Todd. Now, why the hell would I be jealous of Dr. Todd? Yeah, he's a little taller than I am, he's younger than I am, and he saves lives every damn day. What is that to be jealous of the guy about? So I want to take those two myths off the table. The other thing that happened to me before I came up, some dark guy comes up with a suit and big hat, and he says to me, "You have 5 minutes." Well, hold it. I come from Ozone Park, John Getty's territory. When you tell a guy he has 5 minutes, he's usually eating a spaghetti dinner, you know what I mean? And you know what? Now, here's the rules in Ozone Park. If the guy's eating a good spaghetti dinner, you can extend it to 15 minutes, all right? They have rules there, you know? Like, it's a little tough there. Growing up, eating stones was not easy, you know what I mean? Well, they give me 5 minutes and I take 5 minutes. So I can't tell you the story I was going to tell you about. I made a movie, that's true, in 1983. I went out to Hollywood. I spent time in Hollywood. One day, true story, one night I was on the strip having a couple of drinks, and it comes in George Clooney, Matt, and Ben, his rat tracks. So they sit next to me, and I go to George Clooney, and I said, "George, I knew your father." Oh, he liked that. That was the true story. George's father, I met him down when I was trying to sell something. I think it was air or something that they really didn't buy. But I did meet George's father. He was a great guy. He was in investment banking. This is a true story. I met him, and I didn't get any money out of him, but he was a classy guy. And I told George the story. Well, George and I then became friends. Huh? So now George is going to go on holiday, and he says, "Walt, come on holiday." He takes me over to Italy, where he has a villa. What's the name of the town in Italy, Sylvia?
Lake Como.
Lake Como, yeah. Whoa. What a time we had there, but I can't tell you about it, okay? 5 minutes, what am I going to do? Okay. Now, here's what. This is the all true story. Here's what. I traveled, as George said, 2 million miles. One time, I went to South America. This is a new true story, too. Went to South America. I was looking to make a documentary about some native tribes. I took a Jeep out one day. I went the wrong way, and I was captured by some Amazon women, big Amazon women. Well, I mean, now some people will say I surrendered, but that's not true. No, that's a falsehood. If there's ever a falsehood, that's not true. Okay, for you guys now, because I only have 5 minutes, I can't complete the freaking story. But I did escape after 2 years. Now, when I tell people a story, they ask me the same question: why the hell did you escape? And I say, honestly, I don't know why I escaped. Maybe to get back to these guys, Douglas, Bud, and Laura, and Robert. Well, anyway, I can't tell you that story. I got to knock it off. The last time I was with you 7 years ago, I told you about my grandmother, Grandma McHugh. She was great. We went to her house, as I told you, every Sunday for dinner. And I have to sit down now. I'm overwhelmed by talking about Grandma McHugh. No, she's a great woman. And a number of people got to like the stories about Grandma McHugh, and they used to call me up, and I used to correspond with them from 7 years ago, and we formed the Grandma McHugh fan club. Now, what we did is, people like the stories, but I can't tell you any story about Grandma McHugh because I only have 5 minutes here. But I'll tell you one thing that happened. Grandma McHugh, we put it on web. You can see, you guys got all these iPods and everything. I don't know how to work them, but you got them. And if you go GrandmaMcHughIrish.com, you'll get Grandma McHugh stories. Now, we put one on. I want you guys to remember these 3 words, okay? We put one story on YouTube, and it was about rushing the growler. I don't know if anybody knows what rushing the growler is, but the thing went viral. Across the country, we got, whoa, it was really great. And it was rushing the growler. Grawler. So, I don't think anybody around here, but the people, hundreds of thousands of people visited YouTube and they loved the story. But I can't tell you what rushing the growler means. Now, you could go into YouTube and probably get it, okay? So we charge a few bucks and we put it into Discovery. So here's where I am. They asked me, do another. Who else is a character that you met? I met a great guy. He was at Grandma McHugh's every Sunday, and he was the local priest, Father Jolly. Of course, he was an Irishman, but that's we didn't hold him against him. And his job was, this is honestly true, 18 years. I went to my Grandma McHugh's. My father was one of 10 kids, so yeah, 20 or 30 cousins. It was very, and it was. The place was about as big as my living room. You see everybody, 40, 50 people in there. Grandma McHugh was like a Chicago Bear linebacker, okay? So, and she didn't know anybody's name because there's too many kids, huh? So she called everybody, hey you. So I went to kindergarten and she asked me what my name. I said, hey you. I said, oh, so anyway, Grandma McHugh was great, but Father Jolly came and he had 3 chores. One was to say the prayers before supper. We called it supper. Now I guess you call it dining, dinner or something, but I still call it supper. He said the prayers before supper. He then took us kids downstairs, and he was a great guy. Of course, there was only radio in the house. There was no television and stuff like that. He would tell us stories, spooky stories. We'd say, put on the lights, put off the lights, put on the lights. Yeah. But we got a little older. He was pretty smart. When we got to 14 or 15 years old, we were still going to Grandma's. He'd give us some advice, you know. He said a couple of things. Now, this is 70 years, I remember what he says. This is true, all true. Father Jolly. I didn't know Father Jolly's last name, or if that was his first name, but I only knew it was Father Jolly. But what he said is, you know, God gave man, his greatest gift was giving man life. And a new baby, of course, is the great. I just became a great-grandfather for the first time with a little girl. And the name is Haven, and she has, you know, guys, she has revitalized the whole family. It's just, I don't know when we talk about anything. We don't even talk about the stock market anymore. We just talk about Haven. But he said a couple other things, Father Jolly still remember. He said, look, God created you. He gave you talent. You're going to be held responsible for how you use that talent. That's why I hate George anymore. It's because he's got an in on me. I was a bookie, you know. What the hell is a bookie like that? So, the other thing he said, this is very, very important. I stuck in my mind when he said it when I was a kid. I didn't understand it. He said, you know, God created you, and you don't know when. You have no say when you're going to when He's going to call you, when you're going to die. So he said to us, you know, what you should do always, think about this, he said. And I didn't get this either. He said, if you died, what is the one thing that you would regret that you didn't do when you were on earth? He says, think about that all through your life. And it's a good thing for all of us to think about. What would, if we died, what would we regret that we didn't do? Would it be that we had a call with our brothers 10 years ago and we don't even know what the call was about? He had a solution for some things like that. He would say, hey, what you do is pick up the phone, say, I love you, I want to come over and see you, and never go back on what the call was about. That's pretty good advice, huh? So I'm putting together well, maybe we could incorporate in a club for Grandma McHugh. But you might see Father Jolly on YouTube in about a year or so. One more thing, I want to sell this though, okay? And I'm writing a book. It's true. And it's just the title of the book, and nobody steal this guy because I already registered. The book is The Beds I Slept In. This is true. This is true. It's The Beds I Slept In. So it'll be out, and I think like Christmas, huh? $19.95 is the price. For you guys, I'll autograph the thing for $19.95, so we can make some more money here. So when you see it now, when you look at the bestseller list, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, you're going to see The Beds I Slept In. Now, I want to talk about Dr. Todd and the Center for Discovery. You know, they're one and the same. You see, Jack Ryan is here. He's Dr. Todd's brother-in-law. And Jack and I worked together 20 years, more than 20 years, 20 happy years. If you work with Jack, you know what I mean, we're very happy. We traveled the world. We bought and sold a lot of companies. Now, one thing that we look for that maybe wasn't on the balance sheet or the profit and loss statement was, did the company have intellectual property? Okay, intellectual property means that they had a patent. So competition couldn't get at it for 17 years. Now, Dr. Todd, how did he get to have such a great practice? Well, he went to school. And as you know, the people at Discovery are going to school, and we have a lot of doctorates too. And he started to be a surgeon, and he did thousands of surgeries. Now, every surgery he did, he documented what he did. So it's evidence-based practice. If somebody comes into Dr. Todd like myself, I had an easy surgery. He cost me $400,000. I agreed to that price, Patrick, under sedation.
He's like that.
Yeah, how did that? So when Tony comes in, Dr. Todd, he opens them up, and he knows he's thousands and thousands of these documented. It's evidence-based practice he has. He looks at it and he says, "Oh, I know what this is. I've seen it before." He gets another guy. He says, "Ooh, that's a little different than the other guy. I know what I have to do and what I have to do here." Okay. And it's not that he's guessing. He's done thousands of surgeries, and he has documentation and evidence for what his theories are. Take it over to Discovery. We've been in business 40 some odd years, whatever it is. Okay? We have doctorates too. We've documented everything we've ever done. So we have evidence-based basis for our practice, just like Dr. Todd. Okay? Now, the difference between Dr. Todd and us and, business is the business doesn't want to tell anybody about the patent, or it can't, 17 years is protected. But Dr. Todd, he saved Walter's life by he took a vein from here and put it here. I don't know how he did it because he had a martini before the dinner. He says it's 2 hours is okay, and that's you know what I mean. So I don't know, but he did a good job on me anyway. But he has just to see. But Dr. Todd has the same basis for his treatment that we have at Discovery for our treatment. Now, the secrets of business are kept quiet, and they don't tell anybody. But Dr. Todd, he saved Walter that day, and through the medium now of instant explosive news and information you could get, there was some guy, maybe in London, that Dr. Todd has shared the information with, that also had been saving his life. Maybe there's another guy in Bangladesh, or India, or Africa, someplace. So when Dr. Todd does the surgery and saves these lives, it's not one, it's multiplied in the whole world. Yeah. Because the doctors have now a system that can convey that information worldwide. Now, we at the Center for Discovery have the same basis. When a child comes in, we know, we've seen it before. We know we can do this, or we can do that. When another child comes in with something else, we can do this. Why do we do it that way? Because we have evidence. We have evidence that we did it, and it works. That's what makes Discovery different. That's why we are the #1. Now, what we have to do next with Discovery is we have to now do what I did for Grandma McHugh. We have to get it on and get it viral. I'm serious. Now, Patrick stole my joke, about the monks. I got another joke about monks. Do I have 1 more minute? Yes. Okay. I have a joke about a monk. He goes into the monastery and it's silent, but he gets three words a year that he can say. So his first year comes up and he says, the head monk, the head monk says, okay, you can say 3 words. He says, the bed is hard. And he goes back down for a second year. Second year he comes up and he said, the food stinks. And then he goes down. Third year he comes up. He says, I quit. And the head monk said, you bitched all along. We don't care about if you quit or not. So with that, I will say, the Center for Discovery, we have, I wrote a movie. I mean, it was Whatever It Takes. I did make a movie, yes, it's true. And it was in 1983. And I did meet George Clooney. I did meet Matt, and I did meet Ben. Now, the only thing I lied about is, I didn't want to say, I stayed 4 years as the captain, not 2 years. Now, I don't want, I would, you know, I'm think people think more of me if I say 2 years than I say there 4 years. So here's what we're going to do at Center Discovery. We are going to, we're starting to, but in 5 years or so, the things that we do in the center will help children all over the world. We won't neglect our own, like Dr. Todd doesn't, but through the media of I was going to say television, yeah. You know, everybody will know what these secrets are. We have no secrets. We want to pass our secrets out to the whole world, so children all over the world. So if we help one in Harrison, New York, maybe we'll help one in India. Maybe we'll help one in France. Just one more remark and I'll go. I don't want to get shot, you know, like I would in Ozone Park there.
We have 5 minutes.
5 minutes, all right. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Listen, you know what? The Center for Discovery, in my mind, I talked to Patrick about it. You know, I always envisioned us becoming a university because we have intellectual property. That's what we have. Valuable intellectual property. So I always thought the center would be a university. Now I think what we should do, and here I'm happy to see this. No, I think we should be called a nation, the Center for Discovery Nation. Now I have friends all over the place, and some of them are Gator fans, and you know, they talk about the Gator Nation. No, that means one thing to the football players, one thing to the president. Means the president of the university means one thing to the fans, but it means one thing is universal. It's bigger than themselves. And if you belong to something that's bigger than yourself, you want to make it successful, you want to contribute to it, you want to leave your money to it, you think about it when you die. So I want this to be the Center, I want to call it the Center for the Nation for the Center for the Discovery. Thank you. With that, I want to leave. One more joke, and I'm off the stage. I told this 7 years ago. I hope you forgot it by now, so I'll tell it again. Jesus is up in heaven with St. Peter, and he says, St. Peter, I want to go out and play golf today. So St. Peter says, okay. So they go out to play golf, and they come to the 9th hole, and it's a water hole. So Jesus says to St. Peter, what club should I use? Oh, Jesus said, what club would Tiger Woods use? So St. Peter says, the 9 iron. So our Lord takes the club and hits the ball, and it goes into the water. Okay. Jesus is walking on the water to get his ball. St. Peter's going over the bridge, and other golfers come the other way and say, who's that guy walking on water? St. Peter says, that's Jesus Christ, but he thinks he's Tiger Woods.